The question number 13 is to simplify expressions in exponential and radical form and simplify radical expressions. Here we can do a shortcut calculator method. I will tell you that first and then, wait, first let's see how to simplify this. Here what happens is you have cube root, isn't it? You have to multiply this cube root throughout. In the sense, it'll be cube root 27. Here it will be b to the power 8. Cube root would be, this is division, right? Division divided by 3. C 12 divided by 3. Cube root means, cube root x is what exactly? It is x to the power 1/3. So divided by 3. That's what. Now here you can easily write it out. The cube root 3 is 3. 3 is 3 to the power 3 is 27. So here it will be 6, b to the power 6, c to the power 4. This is the answer. You can directly check the answer. That's the answer. It's a direct question and calculator. Direct question, you will have options. Now that's why we can use the calculator method as well. In your calculator, all you need to do is assume values for the variable. I will assume b to be 2 and c to be 3. Then all you need to do is substitute. This is shift. After pressing shift, press this symbol, you will get cube root. 27 multiplied by b is 2 to the power 18 and c is multiplied by c is 3 to the power 12. Now the answer is 1552. Same thing you must get over here. Let's check. 3 into b is 2 to the power 6 and c is 3 to the power 4. The answer is 1552. That's the answer. So this is how we solve it. Now, whenever there is an even power, it's nothing, that means it's a square root. Here you can see it is even power. What happens is when you solve this up, you are getting cube, right? So this means this is a square root of power 6. So, but when you solve this up, you're getting power 3. Now, cube root can be positive or negative. The domain is all possible numbers. Whereas, what is the domain of this square root? It's only from greater than or equal to 0. So this will contradict over here. If at all this is a negative number, then this does not exist. It is wrong, isn't it? Because the domain over here, x can only be greater than this entire term, whatever is inside the square root, can only be greater than or equal to 0. Over here, it can be any real number. So that's why we must write this modulus symbol. Modulus means whatever is this answer must be non-negative. Because we had a square root, that means whatever is inside cannot be negative. The domain must be restricted. That's why, see, outside, this minus sign is outside, leave it as it is. Even over here, it is power 4. We are taking root of 4th power. So you're getting power 1. 1 is again odd. So this can be negative. So we have to restrict it by using modulus symbol. Wherever you're having odd answers. If it's an even power, that's fine. This is all even power, that means it's fine. It will be always positive. But only when it's odd, we have to do that. Now, the same thing applies over here. Over here, there is all even power. Now, what happens over here is, see, the whole power 6. This doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the whole is power 6. This is an even power, so it doesn't matter what, it will be positive. Here it is odd power at the out, so we have to use modulus symbol. Same concept. But you can even try using the calculator, you'll get the same answer, no problem at all. And just make sure you assume values which are positive, 2 and 3, and you can try it. Now here what happens when you simplify, this is fine. You will get power 2, but this is power 3 odd. So only for this, restrict it to be from negative. It should be always positive. So you put only modulus over there. And same way, all these are same thing. But now you can see there is minus sign inside the square root. That is fine. Just take out that root of negative 1. See what happens is, here you are splitting this by root of negative 1 and then entirely 64 y to the power 8 z to the power 6. This is power 2, okay, over here root 2. Root means, square root means 2. This is I. Now you should take square root of 64, y 8 by 2, z 6 by 2, and now simplify it. Here I remains, what is root of 64? It's 8y to the power 4, but z to the power 3. Now let's write 8I, the constant first, then I, y to the power 4, but restrict z to the power 3 only to be positive. That's it. Because z3 can be negative as well, which is not possible. So that's the thing. And these are again the same type. You can easily solve it by yourself. Now this is simplifying exponents. Whenever the same base you're multiplied by powers, you add it up. Whereas if your power to the power, you multiply it, but over here it's same base, so you add it up over here. That's it. Adding it up. Over here now you multiply the powers. This will be multiplied to each other. Here you're just writing 1 divided by, wait, we are doing this over here. See, this is an important thing. I'll tell you over here because it's much easier. This one, whatever is negative power, you must write 1 divided by, it will be positive power. That's the concept. So over here, the same thing you're doing. Now here, what happens is, first of all, this one, you multiply it with each other. Don't go to take 1 divided by, no. Multiply the powers. Minus and minus become plus. The answer is 3 by 20 over here. That's the concept. So that's how we do it over here. And we can see the other. This is again just what you do is 1 divided by w to the power 7 by 8. That's it. 1 divided by. Okay, 1 divided by. Okay, what they are doing over here is, they see 1 divided by 7 by 8 is correct. Now you can simplify this. 1 divided by 7 by 8, right? You're trying to make this power 1, in the sense multiply and divide by 1/8, because you know the denominator, the same base, it will add up. So what happens when you multiply and divide over here? It basically becomes 7/8 plus 1/8. It will become 8 by 8. That's 1. And up in the numerator, only 1 by 8 remains. Now if you solve this up in the sense, now what do you do when you have numerator and denominator? You can just do 1 by 8 minus the denominator. So it will be the same thing, negative 7 by 8 itself. Okay? So this is the concept behind this. And this, if you're getting confused, just use a random arbitrary value, say 2 power 2 so much, and over your answer also must match. Because these are in options, it's very easy. Make sure you put a value, match, find the answer, and then check all the 4 options with the same value. If you're assuming w to be 2, do the same thing for all the options. One answer only will match the correct answer. That will be your final answer. That's the shortcut method. We have done that in the previous questions as well. Now this one again over here, same concept. You can split these terms. You can do it directly, you don't need to, take, okay. Now this one, 72, just take it in calculator, you'll get the answer, 6 root 2. And what about 8? 8 by 2 is 4, so, sorry, 8 by 4 will be, 8 by 2 will be 4, so 8 to the power 4. Now b is to the power 5. So we know if we split b to the power 5, in the sense, we write it like this, b power 4 into b power 1, it's 5. Now this, if you take square root, will be b square. Only this can be restricted, okay? Now over here, you're not basically solving, you're just writing it like that. Inside the square root, you don't need to restrict it. Why? Because it's inside square root, it cannot be negative. So that's why I'm not restricting it, okay? So I'll just make this one thing clear. Over here, you add b to the power 4 and b, right? You're taking square root. So what happens? B to the square. This is inside the square root only. You're not taking it out, okay? That's what it is. And very much confused, just put a as 2, b as 3, and just solve this and check your answer whether it's correct or no. Same thing over here. Now you're restricting this y because you got 7 outside and b, both are odd numbers. Inside the square root, doesn't matter, it will be only positive. And same concept over here. Please do these by yourselves and then check for the answers. Even over here, it's the same concept. Only remember, when there's odd powers outside the square root, make sure you put a modulus sign showing that it cannot be negative. And over here as well, same concept over here, and it's just many terms. Now, if it's too many terms, you can just do the shortcut method. Assume H value, F value. Now, even the same assumption, put it over here. The answers, whatever you get over here in calculator, must match this answer. Only then that's correct. If it does not match, that's the wrong option. Go to the next option and solve. Like check for the equal answers. Same thing over here. And that's the end of this particular topic. Please try to understand some basic thing. Whenever it's square root, there is nothing, it's power 2. The root of other things will be mentioned. So understand how the exponent works, and then this will be very easy.